Yeah, we back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Beyond Click and Cliff. This is a podcast you listen to while you work, do whatever you're doing, and all that good stuff. I'm some make you laugh, think. I hope I don't make you think. Nobody wants to think all the time, but I don't. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Sit back, relax, do what you're doing, mowing the yard, shoveling snow, raking leaves, doing whatever. Maybe you have me on for this, 15, 20-minute podcast. Ain't nothing too strenuous about it, but hey, let's get into it right now. What do you say? All right, guys. Well, last week we talked about being nice to your caregiver. Told you all that story. No need to rehash it, right? It's the same thing all the time. Um, but yeah, we not much really happened this week. I worked on a bunch of stuff at home here, but today I kind of want to just talk about you know chores when you were a kid. I don't know everybody's situation. We My dad made me do chores every day. There was something I had to do every day outside. Feed the animals, clean up a bunch of stuff, just different stuff. It's a lot to try to remember and tell you. But, as I got, I did that every day. I got up, went, done chores, came home, took a shower, got ready to go to school, went to school, came home, did more chores after we got home, and then finally about 7, 8 o'clock, I came in the house, ate dinner, took another shower, did my homework, and went to bed. That was my schedule growing up, basically. And I used to hate it, but I think it does teach, at least it did for me, work ethic and going and getting stuff done and not prolonging it and just getting stuff done. But, you know, today, I fall guilty of this. I remember when me and my wife first got married and we had our child, and I told myself I'm not going to make her do all that work growing up because I didn't like it, and I want to be the cool dad, and not make her do a bunch of chores and stuff like that, and let her enjoy life while she can, because when she gets to be an adult, things will be a whole lot different where she can't enjoy life. But that's where I messed up at. Hey, I make mistakes too. Everybody makes mistakes. I didn't let her off scotch free, guys. I don't want you to think that didn't make her do anything. Growing up, I did try to make her clean her room. That's about her only chore. Yeah, clean your room. Don't live in a pigsty. Clean your room. I don't care what else you do. I think I did hinder her a little bit because I think it set her back. I really do. I think I didn't teach her the responsibility of work and getting things done, doing things that you're supposed to be doing. Don't get me wrong. My kid's not a bad kid. She does, when you ask her to do something, she does it. I mean, she's not, a rebellious child and say, no, Dad, I ain't doing that. She usually gets up and does it. I got no quarrel with that, but I think if I would have made her do a little bit more, she'd probably understand the work ethic and maybe understand that, hey, instead of me prolonging the chore that I was taking, just get up and get it done and over with. You don't have to mess with it. That's always been my motto. Is if I know that I gotta do something that day, like if I knew it, if I had to go out there and mow the yard, I'd get up, drink my coffee, and get out there as early as I could, but when the dew is off the grass, and mow and get it done. That way, I didn't have to mess with it anymore that day. I got that job done. I don't have to worry about it no more until the next time it needs mowed. And that was my work ethic all my life. And my dad installed that in me. He He didn't like procrastinating over stuff. He felt that if we got up and done what we're supposed to do and get it done and over with, we could move on to something else that maybe we do enjoy doing, or something different, and or something else that needed to be done, or whatever the case may be. He always was a big fan of that, and he installed that in me. And I don't, and I'm not saying it's a bad way if you do procrastinate. That's you do you, that's what you do. You do that. But I feel that, like my dad did, and he installed in me, is just get up and get it done and over with, and you don't have to worry about it the rest of the day. You can do whatever you want. Take a nap, play a game, whatever you do. Build Lego, whatever. But then but then again, I told myself I wasn't going to do that to my kid, and I think that kind of, I broke the system. I thought, well, maybe I can be easier on my child, and it would turn out the way. But no, you see, there's some tendencies there when I give her a chore, she gets upset because she was never brought up having to do chores, and so she doesn't know how to cope with it or how to handle it. I tell her, I said, just get it up and get it done and over with. You don't have to mess with it that day. And does she? Nope. She'll play her game. Then when she feels like it, then she'll get up and do it. And that gets me. That is an annoying thing to me, right? But maybe I don't believe that it was the wrong way I raised her, but I wanted my child to have enjoy her childhood. There ain't no sense of going working like a dog when you're going to have to do that when you get out of, when you have to, when you grow up. I think a kid needs to be a kid. And now when I get older, I learn. Like, well, maybe I should have made her do some chores, but she could also be a kid as well. We could found a happy medium where she still learned the work ethic and the responsibility part of it, and still being able to be a kid. Now, I'm not saying she's not responsible, because she is a responsible person. She has a cat, and she's always up making sure the cat's fed and the cat pan cleaned out. She gets up and does that. Her room, she'll get a nerve, and it usually happens about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, where she gets up and cleans her room while we're all trying to sleep, whatever. But she is responsible. When you ask her to do something, she usually gets up and does it. She doesn't really fuss and fight about it, and we're pretty lucky that way. Now, me growing up, like I said, it was different. I was a boy, so my dad thought I needed to be out there working. He is such the old timer. He was an old soul in his day, and he was one of those that believed that he would not make it in this world today. I promise you. His growing up was, the men are supposed to be out there working like a slave dog, and the women are home taking care of being a mother to the children, and not having to work. Now I understand that times are different now than was when my dad was growing up. Don't take that the wrong way. He was a good guy. He was just back from the old ways. I mean, he was taught that man goes out to work, women stay at home and do all that. But and so Dad, Dad wasn't controlling. I will defend him on that. Mom did work, so he kind of involved in it at times too. But I think he'd preferred her to stay home and just be a mother to me while he went out and broke his back and worked, take care of the family. And and I insulted me too. But my wife always worked ever since we were together. Before she was working back before, way before me and her got together. So I mean, she worked and she's a good worker. But I don't think we installed that into my kid. I think that's where I messed up at as a parent. You know, because I did not want her to feel like that she had to work when she was a kid, and I think I should have made her do a little bit more to teach her the work ethic. But hey, I only had one child. My only go at it. She was my child prevention. After that, and I decided, nope, no more. Like, one's good enough for me. But she's a good kid. I'm not saying nothing bad about her. I mean, by no means, she's a good kid. She's never caused any trouble. She never snuck out of the house to go meet up with a boy, or she never, broke the law that I know of yet. And like I said, we ask her to do something, she usually does it. And she doesn't do drugs or smoke, whatever, anything. She just stays to herself, goes in her room, listens to her music, play her game on her game thing, and come out and she'll watch a movie. But she doesn't really. That's all she does. I don't know. She has some. I don't know. She has severe. She has. I forgot what the doctors called it. Real bad anxiety. Especially, she can't really be in public, like around a bunch of people, because it freaks her out. Especially strangers. So her trying to go out and get a job is been a challenge. I'm not saying we're not going to get it done, but she is working on it. She's meeting with a therapist and all that stuff, and we're working through it. And that does resonate at home as well. Ask her to do something. She gets a little tense up, but she's learning how to cope with it and work through it. So we're making progress is progress, right? So, but the chores. Like I said, I never did want to put her through all that like I did. Like I said, I got up at 5 o'clock every morning, went out, fed little calves, and by the time it was done, I was able to come home, take a shower, eat a bowl of cereal, and get to school. Went to school all day, came home, do more chores to about 6, 7 o'clock at night. Then came in, took another shower, ate dinner, did what homework I did. By that time, I was tired and went to bed, and done it over again. And that was every day, even on the weekends, Saturdays. It was an all day thing. And Sunday, I was able. We went to church. The morning we did chores, came home, take a shower, went to church, came home for ate dinner, and the afternoon we kind of laid around until it was time to go out and do the afternoon chores, and so it was almost every day. And I didn't want that for my kid. I didn't want her to feel like that to live in this world that she had to be working all the time. Well, you do. Basically, you got to make money, you got to survive. But I didn't want her to worry that much as a child that she had to go do that. Let her enjoy her childhood just a little bit. But I don't know. Maybe I did hinder her. I don't know. Hope not. Hopefully I didn't do that. So I guess time will tell. I don't know. You tell me. But y'all had I know a lot of people had chores. Mowing the yard, keeping the room clean, doing dishes, helping clean the house. But I knew some kids that didn't have chores, and I always was jealous of them. Like, man, I wish I was them. I didn't have to go out there and do chores. I could go home and stay home and sleep a little bit longer, or play with my friends a little bit longer in the evenings or something. And like I said, I didn't want that life for my daughter, and I think I just couldn't find the medium. I think you can still do chores and still hang out with your friends, and be a kid and still have a happy medium. And I don't think I found that medium as a parent. But you know what? Parents, man, I tell you, their job's hard, and they're going to make mistakes that you learn not to, and it's just part of life, and we're working through it. And like I said, she's not. My daughter is not horrible. She does do stuff when we ask her to do it. She'll do it. So I think we did all right. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna leave this one with you today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please hit the like button down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Be somebody's light in somebody's darkest cloud, man. Somebody could be having a bad day. A little hello from you can make their day a whole lot better. Maybe open the door for somebody. Tell somebody they look good today. Hey, I like your hat. Or I like your shirt. Let me help you with those groceries. Let me help you put them in your car. Especially if it's an elderly person. I mean, push your cart back into where the cart goes. Don't just leave it in the parking lot where people have to get out of the cars and move it because you didn't want to take it back to where the cart goes. I don't know. Do something. Be good. Be good to one another. Do unto others that you want to be done to yourself. Guys, until the next one, have a good one. Bye-bye.